Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I am Jeremy Robinson.
I am Mike Mick.
And we got the desktop mics and trying something with some filter stuff to keep my voice from
bleeding over to mine.
Yeah, from grabbing both microphones. So we'll see how it works. Yep, like that.
Yeah.
So me and Mike were talking after last week's recording out in my garage, and Mike said something, and I'm like, he's about to tell me a story. I'm like, no, just save it for the podcast, because that's for sure needs talked about there.
Oh, yes, it does.
So the only thing in my notes is Mike looks for dildos and meth.
On YouTube.
Oh.
I wasn't looking for them. I wasn't shopping.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good distinction.
I was at work one day a few weeks ago, and somebody had told me about a video he saw on YouTube. I think it was on YouTube, and it had to do with the games department. They pull up and this guy is in his truck. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy gets really nervous and starts to drive away in a hurry, so they stop him, thinking, maybe he's illegally fishing, maybe he's illegally hunting, something. They pull him out of the truck, and they end up searching him. And apparently, as they're searching his pockets, this is all on video, they reach in his pockets and they find meth, then a dildo, and then more meth.
In his pocket.
In his pocket.
In a pocket?
In multiple pockets,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
I didn't actually find the video.
Oh.
But apparently they're pulling out all this meth and all these dildos. This guy still looks very uncomfortable. Apparently they had to pull one out that was inserted.
Did it have meth in it?
I don't know about that, but...
Or was it like, how everybody's like, oh my god, this crystal gives you so much energy? Was it like one giant shard of...
shaped like a dildo?
that he had?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Hopefully he polished that down, because you don't want it to be rough.
Yeah, I would hope not.
That would be a little painful.
I mean, maybe some people, but no. Yeah.
So I went on YouTube thinking maybe what should I type to find this? I have no idea how to find this thing, so I just typed in meth and dildo.
And you didn't find it?
I didn't find it, but I did find something interesting. I found where one of the things I saw, the caption on it when I did it, it said, woman assaults mother with vibrator.
Wow. So
I watched that story, and apparently they were arguing and fighting, and her vibrator was in arm's reach while she's arguing with her mom and hits her in the head with it.
Did she, throw it at her, or,
like hit her?
I mean, what do we...
I don't know how far. I mean, she was pretty close. I don't know. They didn't actually show the size of the... But it did cause stitches, so it had to be pretty big.
I thought you found a video.
No.
Is it a baseball bat?
No, it was a description of the domestic call.
Oh.
So smacked her in the head with it.
Got
It does remind me of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where I did kill somebody with a dildo in that game. I didn't do it.
Yeah, no. Don't bump the table. I did that.
You take the dildo and you just beat somebody with it. And
That sounds like...
then you steal their money.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point of Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I mean, they're dead. They don't need it anymore. What are they going to buy? They're going to go shopping? Of course you're going to take the money.
So, I also have something of a random news article of somebody assaulting somebody with something that you don't see every day.
Okay.
So, it starts off how most of these do. A Florida man.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Is arrested for, I think it was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay.
After he threw an alligator through a drive-through window.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like that. So he had it in his car?
Yeah. That's weird.
Also, how big? I didn't read the article.
Yeah.
How big?
Maybe he just wanted him to cook it up for him.
But I mean, was it a pocket-sized alligator? Was it like a Subway-sized alligator?
Well, you got to wonder how big. Yeah, because...
Or was it an alligator sized big enough to live in the Subway?
It's just... you wouldn't think it'd be too big because you have to throw it through the window.
I mean, maybe he's a strong guy.
I mean, was he in a car? Was he throwing it from a car, or was he throwing it from standing up?
That's a good question because it's Florida, but
yeah.
I would imagine from a car.
I mean, I've walked through a drive-through.
I have too, plenty of times, but...
I'm guessing in Florida they probably do it a lot.
It's Florida. I would imagine they're not allowed to because it's Florida.
Yeah.
They're allowed to do a lot of stuff, but how much, Florida people do things, I wouldn't think that that's okay.
There is a great video I saw. Somebody at a drive-through where she's banging on the thing, she's yelling, and she's pissed off, and she's like, "I'm going to change my true form." She's going to power up like a Super Saiyan or something to go in there. It was great. She was on foot. She didn't throw an alligator in, though.
I've seen a couple, like, people, like, punching through it and, like, grabbing them, pulling them out the window, in the window, whichever way.
I've seen people throw milkshakes back in.
Yeah,
That's a dick move. The person already has a bad job. They're working a fucking drive-through, and you have to throw a milkshake at them?
Why do people think that's a prank? This is a perfect segue accidentally into another thing we were going to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
Why do people think that's a prank? It doesn't make sense.
It's just being an asshole.
It's not.
It's not a prank.
It's just like, oh, no, it's a prank. Don't beat me up there. We're recording. Like, yeah, you're just a fucking retard.
You're just an asshole.
Yeah, you're just an asshole.
I don't care if you're recording. You're going to get recorded. You get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Good job.
Like, that's, learn what humor
That'll
is.
get you some views.
Learn what humor is, and then try again.
I threw a milkshake and got my ass kicked. That's what your YouTube channel, the video should be called.
Yeah, walking down the street and, like, throwing a tin of lasagna on 3 people isn't a prank. That's called you being fucking dumb.
And a waste of lasagna.
Yeah.
I like lasagna.
Lasagna's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, oh, oops.
Oops.
No, that's not a prank.
No.
So, what were some of your pranks that you were going to tell me about?
I was going to tell you about, well, the first one I did a couple pranks on my mom. My mom was a smoker. So I bought I went to, there was a gag shop at the mall that I'd gone to, and I bought some of those cigarette loads.
The what?
Cigarette loads. You put it looks like a little twig. You stick it in the end of the cigarette, and then when the person smoking it, it blows up.
Oh, but like a calm explosion, not a firecracker.
No. So, but I had bought this, and you have to be smart about it, because if you don't put it in right, it changes the shape of the front of the cigarette.
Yeah.
And if you put it in too early, not far enough in, as soon as you light it, boom. No, you don't want the lighter there. You want the person to be enjoying their cigarette for a little while, and then like, oh, time for another, and then boom.
So you unpacked cigarettes
A little bit, yeah.
to put a stick in, and then repacked the cigarette.
Yeah. I did a little bit, and I had to make sure you didn't want it to look like somebody had done that.
That's a little bit extra,
But
to get something done.
But so I did that. But you see, first I had to cause a distraction to get her away from the pack of cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
Long enough for me to be able to get in there, get one cigarette out, put the thing in there, put it back in the pack.
Well, I mean, you can take...
And then I didn't even know when it was going to go off because...
you don't know which one it is, but you can take a cigarette and then go do it in your room.
Oh, I did,
But
but...
later. You don't have to, like...
Oh, but yeah.
Distract her for 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
No, but I had to be able to get to the pack to get the one out.
Yeah.
Which I did, and then it worked, and I got it in there. And then I was in the living room, and she's in her bedroom, and she's smoking a cigarette, and I heard pop, loud. And I'm like, I'm laughing. I think she came out. She knew exactly what it was. She didn't suspect any other kid, just me.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it.
And she showed me the cigarette. It looked like something out of a cartoon.
It just had like
it peeled like a banana. It was just straight down.
That's hilarious.
It was awesome. And see, if I hadn't dodged out into the tip, it wouldn't have been that way. It wouldn't have been as satisfying. I enjoyed it very much. So tobacco everywhere.
That was the first prank that you.
That was the first one I did to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty specific memory of like this is the very first prank I did.
No, I'm sure I did other pranks before, but
I
no.
don't think I could remember the first prank I did.
No, but I did do a prank to. I did another prank to her too. I was at there was a fair that they had in town. Every year at the same time. It was in the area of the suburb that I lived in.
Yeah.
And they had a prank shop there, so I bought this thing that you hook up to a car. So when you start the car, the thing starts whistling really loud, and smoke comes pouring out from under you. It explodes. It doesn't actually damage the car in any way.
Huh.
Yeah, that one scared the shit out of her.
I've seen a lot on Facebook of like just wild car pranks. Like some of them are funny, some are really fucked up.
I just remember I saw my mom going out to the car to go drive that day. And I went over to my sister. I was like, wait, just listen. And that thing went, jeez. It's a good thing she didn't have a weak heart, because I might have killed her that day.
Yeah, like I've seen some pictures, like somebody zip tied a harmonica, like in the engine bay, like where one of the air channels is. So like that's gonna make all kinds of wild noises while you're driving down the street.
Yeah.
Putting like heavy duty zip ties on the drive shaft, so it just tuck, 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 as you're driving. Wire a horn into either the brake lights or the blinkers.
Yeah.
So as soon as you either brake or put the blinkers on,
I love it. I did see something where there was a former college football player who went pro. Apparently, he was given a job during the off season, and he worked at a place on cars. And he decided to take a string with like a washer and tie it on the inside of a door of a brand new car. So when people would be driving, that string would swing back and forth and hit against the doors. They were going around corners. The people would have to take it back to the dealership over and over, trying to figure out what the fuck's wrong. Why is it making that noise?
From like the outside door handle?
From like inside the door. Or somewhere in the car. I don't know. It's been a long time since I read that book.
Huh. That one's less funny.
It's kind of a dick move. Because now you're making the dealership have to keep looking at this car.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out what this is. They take the person out for a test drive. What the fuck is that sound?
Yeah, that's...
You have to take the car door apart to get it out.
Step your game up.
Yeah, and he was doing that at his job.
Yeah.
I did also do a prank to my mom where I called her. I don't remember what I was calling her for, but I was like, she was saying something. I'm like, no, listen, I don't have time. I only have one call from where I'm calling from. She's like, what did you do? I'm like, I'm kidding. I'm not arrested. Yeah. Yeah, she wasn't really happy with that one.
I don't know that I've ever like pranked. Like we used to have these plastic bugs that we would hide everywhere, and like plastic lizards, and like we'd hide them in all the drawers and stuff. And my mom was definitely not happy about that. I
once had a fake finger from a haunted house, just to look like a severed finger.
Yeah.
I put that in a cash register once. I also left it sitting on a table, like a cutting table, with a knife, sitting with it.
Did you add ketchup or something?
Yeah, I did add some red because I wanted to,
dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the times.
I took a little blood from the roast beef and put that with it.
I cut my finger and I had to have like 4 or 5 stitches or something like on the tip of my finger.
Yeah.
So like they just wrap it up with gauze and vet wrap and whatever, and like it's not bleeding anymore, but like there's white gauze sticking out the end. I'm like, I definitely have to do something to this because the rest of it was like purple or green. So I take a red Sharpie and just color in the gauze at the top.
Yeah.
So I just go about life. And the next like 3 or 4 days while I still had it on, of like go to the movie theater, like, oh my God, like your finger's bleeding. Like do you need it? Like, do you need anything? I'm like, oh shit, it's bleeding again. And just so many people just stop me and like, do you know your finger's bleeding? Like, I mean, it is attached to me, and I can see colors. Yes.
Yeah. Even if you couldn't see colors, you could see a liquid.
Yeah. So one of my favorite pranks that I've done. It worked out way better. Like I couldn't even planned it this perfect. Of when I lived in Arizona, going to school. I was staying in the school dorms, but it was a private school, so it was just like, here's an apartment, and you share the room with 2 people.
Yeah.
So, there's 2 people per room, so like a 2-bedroom apartment, there's 4 people in it. So, a buddy of mine at the time was staying in this room. Buddy's name was Ben. The kid I played the prank on was Trent. It's an awful name in the first place. So Trent was very particular about bathrooms. And they had the master bedroom in the apartment, so the bathroom's attached. Trent didn't let Ben use the master bathroom. He made him use, like, the shared bath. So now there's 3 people in this one, and only Trent can use the master bath. Like, angry about it.
Yeah.
So, I think it was Christmas. Trent went back to visit his family. Ben was kicking it because I had just gotten a different apartment. Moved out of the whole dorm thing because it was stupid. Yeah. And so Ben was staying over, just kicking it. He's telling me all this. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm going to go shit in his toilet.
Oh, God.
Because he's super particular about his bathroom, like, has to be a clean freak, germaphobe. Like, that's one of the only reasons that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I used to walk a lot. Like, I'd get bored and walk like 14 miles.
Yeah.
I lived in Phoenix. So they're very fibrous, like safety wipers. And so we go over. I take a shit in his toilet, and then just close the lid, and then leave. Close the bathroom door, close the lid, and that's it. And so fast forward, it was probably like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
I made sure I was over there, like watching TV with Ben in the living room when Trent got back. He goes in, opens the bathroom door, and almost threw up. He's just and like runs out. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Somebody shit in the toilet." Like, "Who was it?" "I know it was one of you."
That was you.
Like, why would we go in there? You like, we know you're particular about it. Why would we go in there? Like, we never said we didn't.
Yeah.
But like, why would we? So he's like, "No, go look at it." So I go look at it, and it's no longer like a shit. It absorbed all the water in the bowl. So it was like this, you know how you fill a glass of water and it like bubbles at the top before it overflows? It was this gelatinous glob of shit, and there was no water left in the bowl because it absorbed everything.
Wow.
So it was this perfect just glob that I think it took like 3 or 4 flushes to get rid of.
That's when you're like, I don't recognize that one. That's not one of mine.
Yeah, and it smelled fucking awful. So then it gets better. So obviously I couldn't have planned that it was going to do that. He convinced the school that somebody broke into the apartment just to shit in his toilet, so they changed the locks on the apartment.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you ever tell him?
No. So, Trent, if you stumble upon this, or anybody that knows this, Trent is particular about bathrooms, fuck you.
Gotcha. That reminds me. I heard
it was probably 12 years ago now too.
I heard an interview with George Clooney once. He was telling about it. Apparently, he's well known for doing pranks. And apparently, he had a roommate at one point who had a cat. All right, so the cat, of course, it had a kitty litter box. So the cat would use the kitty litter box, and George Clooney would take and scoop it out. And so the owner's like, my cat's not shitty. There's something wrong, you know? So he takes the cat to the vet to see what's wrong, and they're like, there's nothing wrong with the cat. The cat's fine. So he keeps doing this over and over, and he does this apparently for a few weeks. And then one day, after clearing it all out, he goes, and George Clooney himself takes a shit in this big human-sized shit in this kitty litter box, and the guy goes to check it, and he about shits himself. He's like, what the fuck?
I don't know which would be better, like that he actually shit in it, or if he like put those like 4 weeks worth of shit in a bag all in it. At the
that
same
would have been
time.
good too. Yeah, I was thinking that as I was saying it. Yeah, which is a big, you know.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Yeah, gave me new respect for George Clooney when I heard that one. To be honest, and he's got a sense of humor like that. Would do something like that.
That's great.
Obviously, it was before he became a big star because he had a roommate at the time. But that's funny shit. I got an episode of American Dad where George Clooney's on it, and Stan plays a prank on his boys. He has them put in a cargo ship and sent to China, which I think is kind of unusual prank, but
It sounds familiar.
I watch it all the time though.
Is it on Hulu?
It's on Hulu.
That's why I don't watch it.
Yeah, it's also on TBS. And,
There's so many commercials.
I know. I fucking hate the commercials.
I've started putting up with them though because I'm watching Smallville. I'm like halfway through season 2 now. It's really good.
I've seen the first season. I don't remember what happened, but I stopped watching. There was no reason I stopped watching. I just think I used to watch it when it was aired, and I was doing something else on that night.
Yeah. Well, I've as you know, I watch a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's like 9 seasons, and I've been craving something that's like late 90s, early 2000s feel.
Yeah.
And it's definitely all of that.
Well, I was rewatching the recent season of Snowfall
Yeah.
because the last season is coming up.
I'll wait for the last season to be out and then catch up because I think I watched season 3, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And then I stopped watching, or it was like
There's some good shit that has happened in that show, though.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, if people aren't watching it, you should be. And if you haven't heard of it, where have you been? It's on FX.
Yeah.
And on Hulu.
No, that's not. TBS is bold. No. What is it? Like
I can't
TBS
remember.
is like We Know Drama.
Yeah. TNT's got the movies.
What's FX's tagline?
I don't know. There's like no rules, or I don't remember.
No, that's the night. Yeah, that's the 90s, like almost skate brand.
I was gonna say no rules. No, that's
That was No Fear.
that's actually Outback. No rules, just right.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah, it used to be in their commercials. I guess you're just not as up on Outback as I am.
Yeah, nope. I can cook a steak better with my eyes shut and no seasoning.
I go there for the prime rib. I really do, and also the cheesy fries.
The bloomin' onions are pretty good. But
Yeah, I used to like the bloomin' onions a lot until I tried cheesy fries, and now that's the only appetizer I get.
the bloomin' onions are also weirdly better, like left over and warmed up in the microwave, which says something.
Sounds like it's a good thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I want it to be better fresh and
Yeah.
then still good leftover. I don't want it to be decent fresh and then really fucking good leftover. That doesn't make sense.
Well, that's the thing about KFC. Like when I get KFC, I'll get a lot of chicken, so I'll have leftover
Yeah.
because I think it's still good the next day. But when I get Popeyes, no,
I haven't had KFC in a long time. Popeyes dries out fast.
I don't have Popeyes the next day. I only buy enough for that day because I'm not eating it the next day.
Well, it's like, what's your favorite pizza to have either cold or leftover?
I don't know. I like it all. I can't think of any that particular that I like leftover more than other.
I feel like Domino's and Pizza Hut are both like they're like the fighting for the top.
Yeah, maybe Pizza Hut.
Of which one is better, either cold or like 2 days, like even if you leave it on the counter, not even in the fridge.
Yeah, their pan pizza's pretty good when it's the next day.
Yeah. Like I'll eat pizza I honestly don't care. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't like. I like food to taste good. Doesn't have to. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I like food that tastes good. It has to. That's a prerequisite.
So you wouldn't eat pizza that was in the back of the
No, I would not. I already know where you're going.
Yeah, back of a semi-trailer for like 2 weeks.
No,
It's still in the box. That's fine.
I might feed it to the pigeons. No, I wouldn't even feed it to the pigeons. Or maybe I would because I don't like pigeons.
But yeah, so for everybody that doesn't know that story, I was working at Best Buy in the back doing shipping and receiving, and we got, I think it was the Black Friday truck, so like the biggest truck of the year. It was like a 53-foot semi-trailer packed full of boxes. So we unload everything, and then like work on stock in the store, and there is so much stuff in the warehouse that we had to put all the empty boxes somewhere, so we threw them back in the trailer. Well, by the time we finished stocking the store and clearing the warehouse, the truck driver left. Yeah. Like we didn't like
And he took your pizza, that asshole.
Well, yeah, and so our manager, because it was the biggest stock night, our manager bought us all pizza. Like I think it was like 10, 15 boxes of Little Caesars before they did the extra must. So like it was okay, but it wasn't great. And so the truck driver takes off with like all the empty boxes that we weren't able to break down and throw in the baler, and because there was nowhere to do anything, like some of us were standing in the truck eating pizza.
Yeah.
So there's pizza boxes, there's this, there's that, whatever. So he drives it all the way back to whatever the distribution center.
Mm-hmm.
They open it up and they're like, "What the fuck is this? Why is there like all of these boxes in here? Like you're not supposed to do this." So they sent the truck back to us to empty the boxes out. And I'm sure they charged the store for the trip.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so we opened the door up, and I'm like, dope, there's a pizza box. I wonder if there's anything in it. Oh, yeah, there's 2 slices left. So I opened it up. I'm like, oh, thanks. And started eating them. And a couple of guys I work with are like, what are you doing? You don't know. I'm like, this is the pizza we had that night. You think anybody's done anything more than open the door and be like, nope, and close the door?
Yeah.
No. They're like, that. Yeah, but it's like 2 weeks old. I'm like, it doesn't taste like it.
I can't imagine that being good at all.
And then, at Best Buy, like a lot of it was people like, no, you're not going to do that. Okay, watch.
Yeah.
Like there was a McDonald's burger that was in a McDonald's bag on top of the fridge in the break room, also at Best Buy. And I think it had been there like 2 or 3 months. And open it up, see what's in it, and it's a burger. And my buddy's like, "You're not gonna." I'm like, "Why not?" Because it's not. You're not gonna do that. Throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and it tasted like day one.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, I would pass on that, but I didn't even want a fresh McDonald's burger, let alone a...
Yeah, no, it still wasn't great, but it tasted like exactly like day one of getting it.
Yeah, that's probably how they do it. At McDonald's, that's how they make it taste like that.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like that one guy that's had the one McDonald's, like the Big Mac or just the regular burger.
But it makes me wonder, though.
It's like 20 years old and it still hasn't molded.
Why would you set it on top of the refrigerator instead of in the refrigerator? Like if I have food that I'm going to eat later, I'm probably going to put it in the refrigerator.
There's an intelligence deficit. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Sometimes I still have to question. Because somebody out there's listening thinking, wow, you know what? The refrigerator does keep it cold. Maybe I shouldn't set it on top.
Well, and I mean, it also depends on, like, am I going to eat it in, like, 2 hours? Because then, yeah, maybe leave it out so it doesn't get cold, and, like, because then it has, like, the weird, like, texture change of the bread when you warm it back up.
Yeah.
But if it's left out, so, like, maybe they just forgot about it.
Yeah, that's true. So I did, that reminds me that there was I've told you about this before at work, there was a locker. And I opened up the locker. I was going to use it, put my stuff in it, and I look in there, and there was a Burger King bag and a Burger King cup sitting in there.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we've talked about that on here before because you didn't look to see if there was still food in it.
No, then after a while, I just wanted to see how long it'd be there.
Yeah.
And it was there for over a year last time I'd seen it. I haven't been in that area in a while, so I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I could have thrown it away myself, but
no,
it's more fun to see what happens. Yeah. What happens next?
I mean, maybe like the time didn't exist in his head, so he goes back to it one day, and it's just like, that's where I put my food.
That's where it is.
And then just starts eating it and like sipping down whatever the drink is.
The drink must have been empty because after you leave a cup for a while, eventually you seeing it on the side, and there was no marks or anything on it.
Yeah, they make it out of the same stuff they make the Costco paper straws out of.
Yeah, those are great. I love that they make those paper straws and wrap them in plastic.
Just with a wax coating on the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's my favorite. They're like, we're cutting down on plastic. Like, what's it wrapped in?
Plastic. Oh, good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got upset because the turtles were getting straws stuck in their nose.
Yeah, how else are turtles supposed to do drugs?
Yeah. Yeah, now they're like, well, now how the fuck am I going to do coke now? Thanks, you took all my fucking straws away, asshole.
You know who Bert Kreischer is?
Huh?
Bert Kreischer? The comedian that takes his shirt off all the time.
I'm not sure if I've seen him.
Oh, you should look him up. He's hilarious. He has a movie coming out in May.
Is he going to have his shirt off?
I'm sure he's going to cameo in it. It's not actually like him in it that I know of. It's about like the story that made him like famous as fuck.
Oh, cool.
He went on a college trip to Russia with some like study abroad program or something.
Yeah.
And they were going to take them on like a guided tour. I think it was like a group of like 20 something students, and they're on a train, and they told him, they're like, don't, like, these guys are going to be guarding us the whole time. I don't think it was the KGB, but like somebody
you don't want to fuck with,
like Russian police or whatever. And they're like, don't talk to them. Like, they're going to be there. Don't talk to them. Don't this, don't that, whatever. So he ends up like being friends with like the whole group of guards or police officers, whoever it was. And like is just drunk as shit talking to him. And the only thing that he knew in Russian was, I am the machine. So he just said that and like just kicked it with him, drank with him the whole night.
Wow.
And then like just wild amount of, I left a lot of stuff out of that story. It's way better than when he tells it.
Yeah.
But so the movie is going to be like about that trip.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I can't wait till it comes out.
When you said he was making a movie about his trip, it made me think of the movie, which I haven't actually seen. The movie where the guy takes a trip to have beer with his buddies who are fighting in a war.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I saw the commercials for it. He buys beer. He does a beer run to I think it was Afghanistan or Iraq or something, to take it to his buddies who are fighting in the war, so he can have a beer with them.
And you don't know the name of it?
I can't remember now.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, not a good idea. I'm not recommending trying to take any beer or anything to a war zone.
That sounds like a spinoff of In the Army Now. Did you watch that?
Who's in that one?
Nobody off the top of my head that I can think of.
Because I know
But it was
Pauly Shore did a movie where he was in the Army.
It might have been that one.
Yeah, it's called In the Army with Pauly Shore.
But it was about like they were National Guard.
Yeah.
It was about like the week on or whatever, and they're just all kinds of absolutely dumb shit.
They do the water for
yeah, it's Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore, Lori Petty, Andy Dick.
Yeah, that's it.
David Allen Greer.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Larry the Cable Guy did something like that too.
Really?
Haven't it? Don't tell me you don't know who Larry the Cable Guy is.
No, I do. I can't see him trying to do anything like that.
He was doing some kind of a military thing. I think they went to Mexico in it. I haven't seen it at all, but
that sounds unfortunate.
Get her done. Actually, he'll be at the GSR. I saw an ad for it.
He can be funny.
Oh, he is.
But I don't know. Most of the time, it's just like, eh.
But I do want to point out that I have no idea where that accent came from, because I'm from Nebraska and I don't sound anything like that.
Yeah, maybe it's like, well, you didn't grow up like in a cornfield.
No, I did not.
Maybe that's the difference.
Yeah, I think he got the accent when he was in college, and he was with he had Southern roommates. I think he went to like Georgia or something.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of people in Georgia that sound like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
But one of the things that I thought was really cool, because he's from Nebraska and he's a big Cornhusker fan, as I am. He did a show at their stadium, sold out.
Wow,
and that's a lot of people, because that holds 90,000 for a football game.
I would imagine, because you probably have like the stage in the center, and then you can just set up as many folding seats as you want, or just here stand somewhere.
Yeah. Of course, at that point, if you're in the back, you might as well just watch it on the Netflix special or whatever the fuck it is on, because you're not seeing him.
Or bring a telescope. Binoculars won't even help at that point.
No. But the important thing is actually hearing the jokes. It's not so much as actually.
Yeah. Depending on who the comedian is, it's about hearing the jokes.
Yeah.
Some of them is you have to see them for it to be funny.
Yeah. Or some of them is just good to see them, like Sarah Silverman. She's easy on the eyes.
Why is my mic not picking stuff up?
I don't know. But I will let everybody know he did agree. He said, yeah.
Yeah, there. It picked it up that time. But yeah, I was thinking like you have to see Carrot Top for him to be funny, but he's not even funny, so.
Yeah. Well, he's got some funny shit. I like some of his props.
He's the biggest prop of it all. Like, no.
But Ralphie May, you don't really have to see him. You hear him and he's funny.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny as fuck, though.
There's so many different comedians now that I'm finding that's like, it's awesome, because like a lot of them are like small time comedians, like trying to come up.
Yeah.
And they're just all over Facebook. They're going viral. A couple of them.
There's a lot of them that are really good.
A couple have gotten, I think, Netflix specials or something specials. Matt Rife, like a kind of buff guy.
Yeah.
Taylor Tomlinson.
I can't think of his name. There's the one guy. He's the little person. He does. I see him on my feed for Facebook all the time.
Yeah, I see him
on Reels. He's funny as fuck.
He's funny. I've seen it every now and then. Mark Normand is fucking hilarious.
The little person I saw, he does this whole thing about people using his toilet in the bathroom. He's like, you see all the urinals are all tall, and you see the little short one. You go over and use it. I'm like, I'm done playing. That's my fucking toilet. That's not there for you.
Well, that's like every time I go, like that's normally the last one to be taken, because nobody wants to try to piss on their shoes.
Yeah.
And I definitely try to avoid it because I'm kind of tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand why he would be upset by that.
Yeah.
But I've also been in some like bars, restaurants that like there's the regular like, I don't know, it's roughly like knee height or like mid thigh of where that urinal is on me, the low one. I've walked into some and it's like shin height is where that urinal is. I'm like, what is going on here? Like a toddler, like a 2-year-old could piss in it.
Yeah.
Standing up and have room. Like, there's no reason for that to be that low and not be just one of those bar troughs that are just disgusting.
Yeah, oh, those are just horrible.
Yeah. Just
I saw one of those things one time. It was
why have a
completely
bathroom?
full and overflowing.
Why have a bathroom? Just let me go piss outside.
Yeah.
At that point, what's the difference?
Shoulder to shoulder pissing. it brings togetherness. It brings community.
Yeah.
They don't really have those as much as they used to. I'm glad to say. I haven't seen a trough in a while.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's also because they might not have had them much in Nevada. Like, they might still have them back east.
Well, I'm just glad I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
But I didn't, like, the last couple times in Nebraska, I didn't see them there anymore either. But that's really good for COVID.
Oh,
that's a super spreader right there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we'll not get into. I was going to say a bunch of different shit.
Yeah.
We'll leave it alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Because no politics, no religion.
No pandemics.
Or, well, what was it? I think I was listening to the Basement Yard, and Frank said something, and said he stumbled over the word, and he was like, panda mix. He's like, Joe's like, what did you just say? Like, is that an Irish panda? He's like, isn't that racist? You can't say panda, Mick. It was great.
Yeah, he does stumble over some words, and
every
Joe does not let it go.
Every turn of phrase, every like clever saying.
Oh my god! And he makes his own up. You told people say that. No, they don't.
Yeah, and like he'll like take this phrase and this phrase and this phrase and take like a random word out of each one, and here it is.
Yeah.
Like that's nowhere near.
And he'll be like, "That's a thing," and I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, no, I promise it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, it's like
it's a good show.
Boondock Saints.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, the person who lives in a glass house is worth 2 in the bush. He's like, we need to get you a book on these sayings. This mismatch shit's gotta fucking go.
Yeah. Or he just needs to write a book on his new sayings and he's using the other ones to make.
Yeah, just tell people what it means.
Yeah.
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 That would actually be a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
The Dictionary of Frank. That would be good.
The Franctionary.
You're welcome.
Trademarked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I've told you before, on some episodes, he tries to work in the word laborious.
I still haven't gotten to those yet. I think I'm at like episode 300. They just did a roast of Joe. Trying to find my notes to see if I talked about everything yet. Okay, there's one more thing. Yeah, they just did a roast of Joe. So like Frank called a bunch of different people and had them send in videos or like phone calls.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have like everybody in the room and like doing it like that. Like would have been better.
Yeah.
But it was still fucking great. So like the different people just talking shit and like Keith, Joe's brother.
Yeah.
It was just like, Joe, go fuck yourself. And that was it. That he recorded like 3 seconds and that's all he said.
Nice.
Yeah, so the last thing that I had, somebody told me about, or I was reading an article, just the title, because I didn't care to read the rest because of what it's about, of the new, I think it's the Apple Watch 4s.
Yeah.
Or like the newest ones.
Oh, they're up to like 7 now.
Oh, okay, then those ones are in danger of being banned in the UK, I think it was, because the electrocardiogram, like the heartbeat sensor or whatever the fuck they use.
It's too good?
No, it was somebody else's patent.
Oh, shit.
So instead of like settling their patent and then like settling and like let me lease it or however the fuck that works. I'm not a lawyer. And instead of doing that, they just said, "Oh, we did." So
Oops.
they're like, "We're going to ban import of these or whatever because of that whole patent infringement, everything."
Well, I'm assuming they're not going to take ones away from people who already own them.
Well, no, but it's going to be like there's no more at all.
Well, that's probably a hiccup for Apple.
Yeah, I'm like, do you not see, like, it's going to be a lawsuit either way.
Yeah.
But why not just settle it and then lease the patent or buy it, whatever the fuck, however any of that goes. That way you can still have a worldwide market. Like, sure, the UK is not massive, but there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I'm sure, like Apple. So why not just take care of shit?
Well, I'd like to let the people in the UK know that I think my Galaxy Watch is still allowed to be exported to them. Yeah. They can go ahead and buy my watch. Not my watch, but watch like mine. Because mine's pretty good. It's got great battery life. It works great.
I'll have to tell them that when I'm over there.
Yeah. Let them know. Yeah. Say Mike recommends it. Nice band.
What do we got?
Nice magnet. We are at 41 minutes.
I just started to have to pee pretty soon. So I'll hold out for another 20.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that on the podcast. It won't let us be on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
That would be a bad thing.
That's where I'm at in the basement yard. I think they're about to get to like 9,000 patrons.
Yeah.
And like either Joe or Frank, one of them is going to piss their pants on video for the Patreon.
No thanks.
Like that's,
I can't see wanting to watch that.
How is that an appealing? Like, I mean, it's a funny fucking.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a funny thing, but like, yeah, let's get to this number so that we can watch a grown man piss himself on the internet.
We get to 12,000 viewers. I'm going to play the brown note. See, now that would be funny.
Can you go into more detail about that?
The brown note. Are you not familiar with the brown note?
Like a flute? Like, what do you...
Well, the brown note is a mythical note that if you play it, anybody who hears it automatically shits themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard it called that.
Yeah.
I figured it had something...
I heard about it on South Park.
I figured it had something to do with shit or an asshole, but...
Yeah. But I don't think people would be like, hey, we should start watching them because we want to watch this at 12,000 and shit ourselves,
Yeah, that's not...
That's probably not going to get...
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've done a couple things. It's like, why would this be what drives it? But, I mean, know your audience. Clearly they do.
I don't... I mean, I told you about the one where when they hit a certain amount, they were going to have to... they were going to dress and drag, which they did. They hit that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of clips on TikTok of that, and I'm like, I don't get it. I like
when Joe does his People of Walmart videos on YouTube.
Yeah, he hasn't done those in a long time.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen them back when he first did it, so now when I watch them now, there's some.
They're still relevant. It's still happening. It's
amazing to me is how many pictures he shows on there where there's actual shit on the ground in Walmart.
Yeah. Like when I worked at Best Buy in Arizona when I was going to school, there was a guy that came in. He was looking at digital cameras, and like he was looking kind of suspicious. So like I was working loss prevention, like he was walking around like looking over his shoulder nonstop and like seeing if anybody was looking, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're watching, and he just kind of like leans over a little bit, and then like shakes his leg out, and then walks out of the store. He shit himself. And then shook the log out of his fucking pants.
Wow.
Onto the ground on the carpet in the middle of the camera section.
Just on the carpet, nice touch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a lot of tile in that one in Arizona,
but I'm just saying people could push that into the carpet, step on it, and
they also had a bathroom.
Yeah, that would probably have been a better play.
Sometimes have those.
Yeah, they do. They're required.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably have been a better play to go to the bathroom. But that reminds me, I as you know, I live in downtown.
Yeah.
Well, there's a grocery store there that I go to sometimes because it's walking distance from the apartment.
I might not make it 20 minutes. You might have to talk for a couple minutes while I go take a piss.
Well, let me tell you, you're going to want to hear this story. I heard them talking about it. Somebody apparently had gone to use a restroom. You have to get a key to use this restroom at a grocery store, which I've never seen. And apparently they made a huge mess in this bathroom. And one of the employees had to go clean it. I saw it was such a mess that I saw them taking the grocery bags and like covering their feet.
Oh, Jesus.
And tying them off on the feet and putting like making a hazmat suit out of grocery bags.
That's great. All right.
All right.
Well, you talk about stuff.
I'll try to keep going. I did see a lot of things at different grocery stores. That store, all sorts of things are always going wrong. I was walking in one day and some guy did ask me to buy him a Dr. Pepper on my way in. And I'm like, I'm buying Dr. Pepper anyway. Ended up buying a homeless guy Dr. Pepper. He didn't ask for money, didn't ask for food, asked for Dr. Pepper. I've never seen that before. That store also closed down for a few months because of wind damage on the roof. And downtown's a little bit crazy sometimes. I heard somebody outside of my apartment walking along. He was just yelling, but he wasn't yelling words. He was yelling, boom, over and over again. What the fuck? You making that noise isn't exploding anything. It's just making noise. It's just loud, annoying noise. And Jeremy has returned. Hope everything came out okay.
It did. Yeah, because I had like 3 cups of coffee before you got here. So yeah. I don't know if it's just me or that's when you have to take a piss after lots of coffee. It's ready. And here you go.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Yeah, coffee also makes people shit.
Normal people, yes. Me, no.
No. I was just telling the story about this guy walking down the street last night, and he just started yelling random shit.
Oh, that's...
Not random shit, actually. He started yelling, but he wasn't using words. Like, a lot of times he's using words.
Mike has so many of these stories because of where he lives.
He's walking, and I just hear he just makes this noise, and he's like, boom! And he just kept doing it. Boom! And he got a long ways away, too. I could still hear him. Last week, it was even better. There was somebody walking down the street, and she started singing. No, this guy started singing. He's just singing. I mean, if you could call it singing. And it's loud. Off-key, just loud, just proud of his voice. And then next thing I know, I hear some woman yelling at him. Now his singing turns into arguing with this woman.
So is that what Reno, were they homeless?
I didn't look out the window. I just listened. Every once in a while, I'll pause my TV.
So we'll just go with wandering downtown Reno people.
Yeah.
Angrily harmonizing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was a American Idol judge type thing.
Maybe
they were, thought, hey, you need a Simon Cowell. You need to stop this shit. You are not going to Hollywood.
You should just get a camera and, like, attach. Do you have a balcony?
Yeah.
Just attach it.
I thought about it.
Attach it to your rail. And then just anytime you start hearing anything, or just have it be a live cam. Like, people will watch a fucking owl nest.
Yeah.
For 18 days in a row. Of just, like, have it on. Like, some people have, like, the digital fireplace on their TV. Some people just have forever, like, an owl's nest. To maybe see the owl, like, 5 times. So just have, like, a live stream of the people of Reno downtown.
Yeah. I saw a little camera recently advertised on Twitter, and I thought that'd be fucking perfect. If it does sound, I'm in.
Yeah.
But I did do a video a while back, and I'd put it in one of our message groups, saying, "Keep it classy, Reno." This guy, he was standing out in front of my building, his back to us, and he's facing towards the direction of the casinos. He's just yelling. He's just angry. He's like, "Fuck you, Reno! I hate you all, you fucking assholes! Come on, I'll take you all on." And he wants to fight the whole fucking city of Reno.
I mean,
forgetting the fact that there's a large portion of the city of Reno still behind you.
Yeah, there's a large portion of those people.
But somebody could have been like, I got this, and just went down there and just shot him and been like, all right, fight's over, everybody go home.
Well, from what you told me, I don't think it would have been much of a fight, even if they fought him.
Oh no.
So.
Yeah, but I made sure to get that at least the audio for that one, and I put that one on. Like I said, our message group a long time ago. That one was just crazy.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, but that's. I told you about there's another one. There was a couple that were breaking up. I could tell they were breaking up because the one had all of her belongings in a garbage bag over her shoulder.
Yeah.
She threw little airport liquor bottles at the guy's car. Little plastic bottles. Yeah, that did a lot of damage.
Were they empty?
Yeah, they were empty. She drank it and then threw it. She didn't want to waste it.
Yeah, I just had to make sure that's how that whole conversation.
And then the other one, another couple was breaking up. The one woman, she's just screaming and yelling, just pissed off and yelling all these things to this guy. And all of this was going on. She's wearing a tank top. One of her boobs just pops out. And she's still fucking just flipping out, yelling and screaming, just boob just flapping all over the place. Not even paying attention. It's like, you got to feel the breeze.
That sounds like downtown Reno for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some funny shit.
Yeah, there's interesting people.
Yeah, there's interesting people everywhere, but
one in Reno for sure.
Yeah.
2, Reno downtown, different world.
Yeah.
Different world.
Yeah, it gets even worse when you start heading east.
East, like Sparks?
No, like east on, like I live on the west part of the street. You go on the other side of the casinos.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you go down to like 4th and 6th, like they started like the homeless encampment.
Well, right over by East 4th Street is when it really gets bad.
Yeah.
Just past the bus station.
Yeah, it's not too far from 4th and 6th.
Yeah.
Of one of the winters, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Like it was supposed to be like stupid cold. So they put up this like semi-temporary, like massive building of like, it was like vinyl exterior and like just cots to have like warm area for the homeless people to stay in. And then like, okay, it's 8 a.m. Get the fuck out.
Get out, yeah.
So they did that for like 4 months and then they took it down. I mean, I would imagine it's not a quick tear down or install. And then like 6 months later, they put it back up. I'm like, what is it go? Why don't they just do this year round kind of thing? And then now it's been up for, I think, like 2 years now.
Well, the event center on East 4th Street during the pandemic, they had people sleep. They had roll out mats on the ground, and people could sleep there.
Yeah.
And at a certain point of the day, you'd see everybody in a group waiting outside.
Yeah.
Not social distancing at all.
I don't know if you know this, Mike, but I don't think a lot of them care.
Well, no.
Well, it's not the vaccine they're giving themselves under the bridge.
No. No, they're very conscientious. They're vaccinating themselves every day. And they share the needles. So, I mean.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of them do.
So they're reduce, recycle.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It's good that they can get the vaccination every day.
Don't do drugs.
Yes.
Speaking of not doing drugs, I got some CBD gummies.
Yes.
So no THC. There's no high part of it. But it also has CBN. It's like CBD, but it's like more muscle relaxant. And it's like kind of like a melatonin sleeping gummy thing.
So I've tried the gummies with the melatonin. It didn't work.
I haven't tried them, but that's the CBD one. I took it yesterday after work when I got home. Slept fucking beautifully.
Yeah, no, I'm going to want to try that.
I don't recommend eating it before your drive back, but I'll give you one if you want it.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not going to drive it. It's snowing out. I don't want to challenge myself more than I have to.
You might blend in too much. You're right. Yeah. So, I think that was everything on the notes.
I didn't have a lot of notes today. I just knew what you had for me. We talked about last week, the pranks and everything. I
know I put down like Ben roommate, but I don't know that I was going to go into any detail on stories about him because it was a trip in general, just him as a person. But
yeah.
Nothing stands out other than him being kind of a piece of shit and smelling fucking awful, like awful.
Yeah.
And there's no nice way to tell people.
No, there's not.
Like I think it just got to the point where I was like, hey, look.
Could just get him a new shirt.
No, it wasn't.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, like
wow.
Yeah. Well, 'cause, like you hear the shower run, so like he takes showers, or at least the shower is on,
It's an illusion.
Yeah, so I'm like, I told him, I'm like, look, bro, there's no nice way to tell you this. Like,
It's like David Copperfield. He makes you think he's taking a shower.
Maybe, I don't know. But I was like, look, there's no nice way to say this. I've looked it up. I've asked a lot of people. You fucking smell bad. Like, I don't know what it is, because I hear the shower. Like, I don't know if you're taking a shower. I don't know if it's your body wash. I don't know if it's this, it's that, like, whatever. You need to change something, because it's fucking awful. And, like, I got to give it to, like, he changed the body wash. He's like this, that. And it's like, none of it got better. I'm like, can I, like, step into your room and see if, I don't know why my mic's fucking cutting so bad. I'm like, can I, like, walk into your room to see if I can see, like, what smells so fucking bad? Like, it started coming out even with his door shut.
Damn.
It was his fucking pillow.
Damn.
I was like, bro, throw this fucking pillow out and get another. But my uncle gave it to me. I'm like, when? 15 fucking years ago? He's like,
your uncle probably would want you to get rid of it too.
He's like, I think maybe something. I'm like, that's, bro, I'll buy you another pillow. Like, it's like atrociously awful. Like, I don't know what he did to it, but Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Like, awful. Like, if you imagine what Eric Cartman smelled like in that World of Warcraft episode of South Park, It would have been that.
It's just every time you say awful, it makes me think of the burger they used to serve at the Little Nugget downtown that's no longer there because it was called the Awful.
Yeah, I don't think I ever went before they closed.
Right, so did I. But I'd been told really good things about it.
Well, I keep hearing all these good things about all these places, and then I'm like, I don't know when I started judging food by, like, I can make food better than that at home. But, like I told, like, Outback, Texas Roadhouse, like, Texas Roadhouse rolls and butter, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, give me a steak, and they do, like, this with, like, a light sprinkle of pepper, and then throw it on the grill. I can do way more seasoning, and it's going to taste way better than that.
Well, a lot of times I can do a good steak. I can grill a good steak. But sometimes I want to go someplace and sit down and have somebody else bring me food and then not have to do the dishes at the end.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong, but that's normally like...
But I like Texas Roadhouse a lot.
It's either fairly rare or like I'll go do all-you-can-eat sushi or like some buffet of sorts, because if I'm going to pay for something, I'm going to get a lot of my money's worth.
Yeah.
Because like normally a trip to Outback or Texas Roadhouse is around $20 anyway. It's like $26 for sushi, all you can eat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go put some food down. Or like a Korean barbecue spot. It's like $20-$30. And I'm going to go put some food down.
I was thinking about going to a buffet again sometime soon.
I'm down.
I haven't been to one in a long time.
I took Nate to the sushi spot right here after he helped me pick up that bike. It's pretty good. They don't do discounts for people no more.
Oh, no, fuck them.
It wasn't horrible still. I think it was like $26 or $27 a person. It was pretty good. Service was good too.
See, but I've only been to a couple buffets here.
Don't go to the Rail City buffet.
Oh, no. I've never been there, but I've been to, one is closed. They had it at Harrah's. I went there because it was cheap.
Yeah.
If you're local, you get it cheap.
Oh, there's one that's like right down the street that's like, what is going on? It's cheap, and you can tell.
But
it's okay.
Harrah's wasn't great, trust me.
Yeah.
But then I went to the El Dorado one. I've also been to Atlantis. I've been to Atlantis twice. I've never been to GSR.
The Atlantis and GSR, I was going to go, and then saw it was like $35 fucking a person on a weekday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can.
The days of having Green Valley Ranch, they're gone, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because we're in Reno and Sparks.
No, they closed. They closed all the station buffets.
Oh shit!
Permanently.
Well, Green Valley Ranch, they had a good one. I liked it a lot.
That's GVR. Palace Station just opened a breakfast buffet, like right.
God, I want a breakfast buffet so bad.
Right when I moved up here, the Palace Station buffet opened up for breakfast hours and had like bacon, sausage, pancakes, eggs. Like it was fucking great.
I want that.
I think it was like $11.
Damn.
It was fucking. I had it once. It was good.
There was a place in Overland Park, Kansas I'd gone to. It was a buffet, but it was it wasn't it was a brunch thing. First thing you do when you walk in is you went right up and you had an omelet station. You told them what they wanted, what you wanted in your omelet, and they made the omelet right in front of you. Then you went along, and there was a waffle station. There was
That's cool.
everything you could want there. I ate so much bacon that day. My dad jokes. He tells me I ate my weight in bacon.
That's Rail City has a quesadilla station, but that's the only thing that was good about it.
That wouldn't be enough to get me in there.
No, it's not a great thing. I want to try out the Boomtown. Like they have some crazy. I think it's like, or at least it used to be like a year ago, like $7.77. But it's only on Thursday nights when we fucking work.
Those fuckers. I want to go to Boomtown because I guess they have some cool shit out there, like some
I've driven past
attractions. I don't even know where it's at.
If you take, like out towards Cold Springs.
Not really, no.
Oh well, if you go that way, it's over there. I think.
All right. If I go that way, I'll eventually find it.
Well, I don't think it's towards Truckee. I don't remember. It's been forever since I've gone past it.
I've talked about going there with somebody, but we haven't done it.
We need to find a buffet and go.
Yes. A good buffet. Lots of prime rib, turkey, ham. Those are prerequisites.
I don't normally like turkey at buffets because you have to drown it in enough gravy because it's always fucking dry.
I've had some good luck, apparently.
Ham, I can.
They could just put that whole thing on my plate.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Prime rib.
Prime rib's usually pretty good.
Most of the time is pretty good. That's the best.
The carving station's what I go to the most.
Yeah. In Vegas, the best had to be Studio B at the M. I think the first time I went, they had mahi mahi. And that's fucking so good.
I fucking love mahi mahi.
And
it's a fish you get twice.
Yeah. Because you go back for seconds. Like you start at one side and like you go around the buffet, depending on who you are. If you're a psychopath, you just like, I'll have one here and then like go to the other side of the buffet and I'll have one thing here and then like go to the other side. Or you can just start at the beginning and get a little bit of everything.
Well, there's some things I skip. Like I'll go all the way through, but there's some things I just don't want.
Yeah, like whatever you don't want. But like brand new buffet, I'm going to try a little bit of everything. I liked everything.
Nice.
Everything there was fucking good. Thankfully, I made it to the carving station before I got full. So I had to go back a second time just to try everything else.
Like GVR, though, they had stations. They didn't have a long line. So you'd go. You could do that. You could go to each station. Each one had their own. Like one would be Italian. One would be Chinese or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of the station buffets did that of like in the different areas or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, like the Studio B like kind of snaked around. It had different stations like that, but it was set up more efficiently of getting through.
Yeah.
And now I'm hungry, so.
Well, now we are at 1 hour, 2 minutes. Yeah. Almost 3.
So we can start wrapping up. Still working on finding either somebody to help me with video editing or waiting for Riverside to add my feature that I talked to him about to the.
Please, Riverside.
To the studio feature thing.
They are beside the river, so they are busy. The Riverside.
I don't think that's how that works.
They're fishing. They're fishing.
You can follow us on a lot of stuff now. Facebook and Instagram at Some Offense Intended. We're on YouTube if you want to watch a video of us. YouTube.com/@symbol.
You can Google us.
Yeah, you can Google us. YouTube.com/@symbol. Some Offense Intended. Yes, Brandon, you need it. Unless you just type it into the YouTube search bar, you don't need it. That's I think a clear distinction.
Yes.
I think that's about it. Some Offense Intended podcast.com. Is that the website?
Yes.
I haven't said that one in a while, so I forgot it.
That's where we have our shop.
Yeah. And that's.
See his hat. I didn't wear mine today. I wore my Golden Knights hat.
Got my hat. I got
to support the hockey.
I can't remember if I washed the shirt or not. I'll wear the shirt next week.
Yeah. I haven't seen the t-shirt yet.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after this. Follow us, share, like. We got a couple of views on YouTube. And
keep watching, like, share, subscribe.
Still going. So thank you guys. And goodbye.